Many men over 50 don't realize that certain private habits can quietly weaken their circulation and, over time, affect their intimacy. The truth is, what feels harmless in the moment can slowly chip away at the very systems that keep you energized, confident, and connected. Today, we're going to break down the first group of mistakes, things that often get ignored or laughed off, but that really do matter for your blood vessels, your stamina, and your overall well-being. Let's start with the number one mistake: overdoing frequency without recovery. Just like your muscles need rest after lifting weights, your vascular system and nervous system also need recovery. Constantly stimulating yourself without giving your body the downtime it needs puts strain on circulation. The tiny blood vessels in the pelvic region are especially sensitive, and if they're being overworked without rest, they can lose elasticity. Over time, this can mean reduced blood flow and less natural response when you actually want to perform. Balance is the key. Moderation protects your circulation and keeps your intimacy stronger in the long run. The second mistake is rushing the process. Many men develop the habit of hurrying through self-pleasure. Maybe it's from younger years when privacy was limited or just out of habit. But rushing creates a pattern where the body gets used to quick bursts of tension instead of natural, steady blood flow. What does this mean? Your brain and your body stop connecting fully, and your circulation suffers. The blood vessels don't get the time to expand and contract the way they should, which reduces oxygen delivery to the tissues. Over years, that can translate into weaker responses during intimacy. Slow, steady rhythms encourage better circulation and healthier nerve signals. The third mistake is using too much pressure. This might sound minor, but the way circulation works makes this important. When strong, repeated pressure is applied to blood vessels, they can actually become compressed. Think of it like squeezing a garden hose. Blood doesn't flow properly when something's pressing down on it. If this becomes a long-term habit, the nerves can also get less sensitive, which is why some men notice numbness or reduced sensation as they age. Keeping things gentle protects the vessels, maintains sensation, and helps ensure that the blood is flowing freely. Another mistake that often goes unnoticed is ignoring body posture. Yes, posture. Many men don't think twice about the position they're in during self-pleasure. Sitting in awkward or tight positions for too long can actually reduce circulation to the lower body. Over time, reduced blood supply weakens the muscles and nerves in that region, which directly affects performance and stamina. When circulation is limited, testosterone delivery to tissues is also reduced, and that has a knock-on effect on energy and recovery. It's surprising, but even something as simple as posture plays a role in protecting intimacy. Mistake number 5 is pairing the habit with unhealthy routines. For example, combining self-pleasure with hours of sitting in front of screens, staying up too late, or using alcohol as part of the ritual. These behaviors directly impact circulation and hormone balance. Sleep loss lowers testosterone, alcohol inflames blood vessels, and sitting too long stiffens arteries in the lower body. When you add them all together, it's like stacking weights on top of an already fragile system. By the time a man hits his 50s or 60s, those years of small missteps catch up. That's why breaking the cycle now matters. It keeps the body responsive and the blood flowing smoothly. Closely linked to that is mistake number 6, treating the act as purely physical. When self-pleasure is disconnected from the mind, emotions, and relaxation, it can become mechanical, and mechanical habits often ignore the natural ebb and flow of circulation. Remember, intimacy is not just about physical release. It's about a full body state of relaxation and connection. When the brain isn't involved, the stress hormone cortisol often remains elevated. Cortisol narrows blood vessels, lowers testosterone, and leaves you feeling drained instead of refreshed. So even though the activity is physical, the mind must be engaged to get the full circulation and hormone benefits. Now, mistake number 7 is one that many men don't realize until it's too late: ignoring warning signs. If you notice numbness, weaker flow, or slower recovery times, these are not just signs of age. They can be early warnings of poor circulation. The arteries in the pelvic region are often the first to show signs of narrowing. If ignored, it doesn't just affect intimacy. It can be a red flag for heart health, too. The same blood vessels that bring strength below the waist are connected to the ones that protect your heart and brain. So ignoring these warnings can put you at risk far beyond intimacy issues. Finally, let's mention one more mistake in this section: believing myths and staying silent. Many men over 50 carry shame or old beliefs about self-pleasure. Some think it's unhealthy, others think it's the only option left, and many never talk to a doctor about their concerns. Silence is a mistake. Why? Because when you don't ask questions, you miss out on advice that could protect your health. Urologists and men's health specialists deal with this daily. It's not embarrassing to them. Silence delays solutions, and delayed solutions often mean worse circulation, weaker intimacy, and lower confidence. So far we've covered how frequency, speed, pressure, posture, routines, mindset, warning signs, and silence can all quietly work against your circulation and your intimacy after 50. These aren't just little habits. They are daily choices that add up. And the good news is, once you see them clearly, you can start making simple adjustments that protect your blood flow, your stamina, and your confidence. Now that we've looked at some of the first mistakes men over 50 often make, let's go further into the next group of common errors. Habits that may feel small in the moment, but carry big consequences for circulation, hormone balance, and intimacy over time. These mistakes are especially important to understand because they're often hidden in daily routines, and they don't show their damage until years later. Mistake number 8 is ignoring hydration and nutrition around the habit. This might sound surprising, but blood flow depends heavily on water and nutrients. When the body is dehydrated, blood becomes thicker and harder to pump. That means the vessels in the pelvic region can't expand as easily, leading to weaker circulation. On top of that, poor nutrition, too much processed food, sugar, and salt, clogs arteries and reduces nitric oxide, the molecule that helps blood vessels relax. Without enough nitric oxide, even healthy stimulation can feel weak. Hydration and diet aren't just about general health. They are the foundation for how strong your circulation works in intimate moments. Mistake number 9 is ignoring exercise and movement. Many men, especially after retirement or when jobs are less active, sit for hours each day. When you pair sitting with self-pleasure, you're doubling the circulation problem. Muscles in the legs and hips act like pumps that push blood back to the heart. If those muscles are weak from inactivity, blood flow in the lower body suffers. Over time, this leads to stiffness in the arteries and weaker responses during intimacy. Even light exercise, like walking, stretching, or light weights, keeps those blood pumps strong. Without them, circulation slows and recovery after intimacy feels sluggish. Mistake number 10 is ignoring breathing. Breathing might not sound like it connects to intimacy, but it's deeply linked to circulation. When you hold your breath or breathe shallowly, oxygen delivery drops and the nervous system tenses up. This reduces blood flow to the pelvic region and keeps the stress hormone cortisol elevated. Proper, deep breathing encourages relaxation, better oxygen delivery, and stronger blood vessel function. Many men never notice that they hold their breath or tense their muscles during self-pleasure, but this habit robs the body of natural rhythm. Breathing steadily helps keep the heart, lungs, and blood vessels working together, supporting both circulation and intimacy. Mistake number 11 is neglecting recovery time. As we said earlier, frequency matters, but recovery goes beyond that. The body produces certain hormones like testosterone and dopamine in cycles. When you push too often without respecting the body's natural rhythm, those hormones can drop, and your energy and mood drop with them. Recovery time allows blood vessels to repair, nerves to recharge, and hormone levels to stabilize. Skipping this rest is like overtraining at the gym. It doesn't make you stronger, it makes you weaker. Giving the body its full recovery time not only preserves intimacy, but also maintains long-term circulation health. Mistake number 12 is ignoring mental stress. Stress may seem like something separate from intimacy, but it directly blocks blood flow. When you're stressed, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones are meant for survival, speeding the heart, tightening blood vessels, and pushing blood to the muscles. But if stress stays high for months or years, those tight blood vessels never fully relax. That means less blood gets where it's needed, and intimacy becomes weaker. Chronic stress also lowers testosterone, which adds to fatigue and low motivation. Men over 50 must understand, if you don't manage stress, no amount of effort in other areas will fix circulation. Mistake number 13 is ignoring sleep. Lack of sleep is a silent circulation killer. During deep sleep, your body repairs blood vessels, balances hormones, and recharges the nervous system. Testosterone production peaks during sleep, and nitric oxide, the molecule we mentioned earlier, is replenished. If you're sleeping only a few hours or waking up often, your circulation suffers. That shows up not just in intimacy, but in energy, memory, and heart health. Many men dismiss sleep as unimportant, but in reality, poor sleep is one of the strongest predictors of circulation and intimacy issues later in life. Mistake number 14 is using artificial stimulation excessively. Overexposure to intense, unrealistic material can desensitize the brain and nervous system. The brain becomes wired to expect unnatural levels of stimulation, which reduces real-life response. This habit isn't just about psychology, it's also about circulation. When the brain no longer responds naturally, blood vessels don't expand the way they should, and the whole system weakens. Over time, this can leave men feeling disconnected, frustrated, and less responsive during real intimacy. Moderation and balance protect both brain and blood flow. Mistake number 15 is ignoring the role of hormones. Testosterone is the primary hormone driving energy, muscle strength, and intimacy in men. After 50, testosterone naturally declines, but poor habits speed up the drop. High stress, poor sleep, alcohol, and inactivity lower testosterone even more. When testosterone falls too low, circulation weakens, muscle mass shrinks, and energy drains. This is why many men notice they're not just less responsive, they're also more tired and less motivated in daily life. Recognizing how your habits affect testosterone is key to protecting both circulation and confidence. Now, mistake number 16 ties all of these together, believing age alone is the reason for decline. Many men throw up their hands and say, "It's just age." But that belief is dangerous. While aging does play a role, the majority of decline comes from habits, not from years on the calendar. Circulation problems, hormone imbalance, and reduced intimacy are not guaranteed with age. They are the result of choices, daily patterns that add up. Believing it's only age keeps men from making changes, and that silence slowly robs them of energy and health. The truth is, with the right awareness and adjustments, men over 50 can feel strong, responsive, and confident well into their later years. When you look closely at these mistakes, hydration, movement, breathing, recovery, stress, sleep, stimulation, hormones, and the belief in just age, you see a clear picture. Circulation and intimacy after 50 are not lost causes. They're heavily shaped by how you live each day. And the best part? Change is possible, at any age. Small, consistent adjustments can reverse years of damage and bring strength back to your blood vessels, your energy, and your connection. When we've gone through so many of these mistakes, one thing becomes clear. Circulation and intimacy are not just physical. They're deeply connected to mindset, lifestyle, and daily choices. This is why mistake number 17 is thinking intimacy doesn't matter anymore. Too many men convince themselves it's no longer important, that it's something only for younger years. But when you shut that part of yourself down, you lose more than intimacy. You lose confidence, joy, and even motivation in other areas of life. Research shows men who maintain healthy intimacy, even if it looks different than in their younger years, often live longer, stay sharper, and enjoy more fulfilling relationships. Believing it's no longer important becomes a silent drain on circulation because the body responds to the signals you give it. Mistake number 18 is overlooking alcohol and smoking. These two are among the biggest enemies of circulation. Alcohol in excess weakens the liver, lowers testosterone, and reduces nerve sensitivity. Smoking, on the other hand, directly damages blood vessels and reduces oxygen in the blood. Together, they accelerate artery stiffness and cut blood flow dramatically. Many men say, "Oh, it's just a drink or just a few cigarettes," but every bit adds up. Over time, these habits become one of the biggest reasons intimacy feels weaker after 50. The truth is, if circulation is a river, alcohol and smoking are like throwing boulders in its path. They block and narrow the flow until little remains. Mistake number 19 is not talking to a doctor. Far too many men keep these issues in silence, thinking it's shameful or that it's just part of aging. But ignoring symptoms like weaker circulation, fatigue, or changes in intimacy can hide bigger problems like heart disease, diabetes, or prostate conditions. A simple checkup with a urologist or primary care doctor can reveal early warning signs before they become dangerous. Many men discover what they thought was just age was actually something treatable. Silence keeps problems growing. Seeking help gives you answers and solutions. Mistake number 20 is not supporting mental and emotional health. Intimacy and circulation are not just about the body, they're about the brain too. Anxiety, depression, and loneliness can all weaken responses by raising stress hormones and lowering motivation. Men who don't have outlets for connection or don't talk about their struggles often feel the decline more strongly. The brain controls blood flow, and when the brain is heavy with stress or sadness, circulation suffers. Building community, staying connected with family or friends, and even simple relaxation practices make a huge difference. Mistake number 21 is rushing through the act. Many men treat self-pleasure like a quick release, done as fast as possible. But that habit trains the body to respond only to quick, intense stimulation. It reduces sensitivity over time, weakens circulation patterns, and makes intimacy feel mechanical instead of natural. Slowing down, paying attention to breathing, and allowing the body to respond naturally restores circulation and keeps nerves sensitive. It's about quality, not just speed. Older men benefit most when they take time, because it keeps the nervous system balanced and blood vessels stronger. Mistake number 22 is ignoring the importance of pelvic health. The muscles in the pelvic floor are like hidden engines that support circulation and intimacy. If they weaken, blood flow reduces, recovery slows, and confidence fades. Many men never think about these muscles, but simple pelvic floor exercises, like squeezing and holding as if stopping urine midstream, can strengthen them. This helps with circulation, control, and even prostate health. Neglecting this area leaves a critical piece of the system unused, and over time, the weakness shows up in both function and confidence. Mistake number 23 is thinking you're too late to change. This belief is one of the most harmful of all. Some men over 50 look back at years of mistakes and think, the damage is done, why bother now? But science shows that even small changes, improving sleep, walking daily, reducing stress, adjusting habits, bring noticeable improvements within weeks. blood vessels respond quickly to better care. Hormones begin to balance again. Energy returns. It's never too late to correct course. This mistake holds men back not because of the body, but because of the mind. The body is ready to heal if you give it the chance. Finally, mistake number 24, the one I want you to remember most, is ignoring small signals from the body. Things like lower energy, needing more time to recover, weaker circulation, or changes in confidence are not random. They are signals. Your body is telling you something. Many men shrug them off until the signals become problems that can't be ignored. But when you listen early, when you notice and adjust, you protect yourself from years of decline. Your body always gives you feedback. The real mistake is not listening to it. When you put these mistakes together, a clear picture emerges. Circulation and intimacy after 50 are not controlled by age alone. They are shaped by hydration, sleep, stress, hormones, movement, mindset, and daily choices. Some men unknowingly build habits that weaken their system year after year, but others, even in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, discover new strength because they choose to correct these patterns. The difference is not luck, it's awareness and action. So let me leave you with this. Protecting your circulation and intimacy after 50 is not about chasing youth. It's about protecting vitality, confidence, and connection. Every small change matters. Every correction adds up. Start with one thing: better sleep, more water, a walk each day, and build from there. Don't wait until it's too late. Your best years can still be ahead if you respect your body now. If you found value in this message, I encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. You never know who might need this information today.